Wow, that boy Bud does it again, proves the detractors and Bob Arum of Top Rank wrong. The numbers are back for his KELL BROOK fight, and you won't believe them. Smash the like button. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss this video. We working. Hey, yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App. That's $ Boxing Ego, and the Patreon family. We working. Shout out to all the great fans who are supporting the channel in phenomenal ways. Another great way to support the channel is to click the link in the description box of all of my videos for ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus, they have a ton of original content, docuseries, documentaries, archive footage of fights you may have missed or want to revisit, like Mayweather, Pacquiao, Teofimo, Lopez, Lomachenko, and much more. Get ESPN Plus as a standalone app for $5.99. If you want more content, they offer a bundle which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three of those apps for one low price, $12.99. I personally have all three. You can get some great content by clicking on that. Now, that boy Bud, he proved Bob Arum wrong, as you guys seen in the title. We'll start with the Bob Arum quote for Fight Week. Bob Arum says about Crawford, this is what he had to say. So, Bob Arum says about Terence Crawford, quote, Terence Crawford, he's got to promote like Teofimo Lopez does, like Shakur Stevenson does, like Mayweather did, Pacquiao did. If Crawford doesn't, then who the uck needs him? He may be the greatest fighter in the world, but hey, I ain't going to go bankrupt promoting him. End quote. So, according to Bob Arum, his interview with The Athletic, he's basically saying that Terence Crawford got to step his game up. Ego Stradamus strikes again. I told you, in my opinion, that was wrong of a promoter to chastise his fighter and throw them under the bus and say, hey, even though I'm your promoter and I'm taking a cut of your money, you got to do more, and throw the whole, promotion on him. But regardless of me saying that, the proof is in the pudding. The numbers are back. And even though Bob Arum just said that Crawford needs to do basically a better job of promoting because he's not going to go bankrupt in, trying to keep him or try to promote him, the numbers came back. Men lie, women lie, but men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And Crawford, his numbers came back. I will show you on the screen. Terence Crawford versus KELL BROOK. The fight peaked. So meaning the highest number of viewers at any one given time, 2,078,000. This is for the KELL BROOK fight, people. The numbers just came back. You see the weigh-in, Crawford walking out, 2,078,000. For a KELL BROOK fight. The fight averaged 2,029,000. Crawford defending his WBO title against KELL BROOK. So it makes you wonder about what Arum said, given the fact that he says Crawford needs to promote better. But in the end, Terence Crawford just fought a guy that a lot of people didn't ask him to fight. Like, in terms of, it wasn't the biggest fight he could make, like a Errol Spence or Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, somebody with a big, real strong fan base in America. It was KELL BROOK. People had concerns. Would he be catch weight? Would he be weight drained? Does he have what it takes? At this point, not having made weight since 2017, being stopped 2 times in a row. And yet and still, these are the numbers. 2,078,000. Now, to add insult to injury to what Arum says about about Terence Crawford needing to promote better, he peaked at over 2 million, almost 22.1 million, right? Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez was highly promoted. Literally the best fight that they could have made, they being Top Rank at ESPN, with their current lineup of lightweights. This is what that fight did on ESPN. And I did a Boxingego watch party. Lomachenko, he's been promoted better than Terence Crawford since he's been there, right? And Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, that fight was also not just on ESPN, but it was also made available on ESPN Plus. So you had, because I have the ESPN Plus partnership, so I know for a fact, because we made a lot of money with the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko fight, because a lot of people who didn't have cable clicked and used my link, right? However, I did a Boxingego watch party for Crawford's fight, right? And it was only on ESPN. So even if you had the ESPN Plus app, you couldn't just get straight to Crawford versus KELL BROOK. You see what I'm saying? You would have to log into a cable provider. That's the only way. So the ESPN Plus app wouldn't have just been, it wasn't available. It was only available on ESPN or through your cable provider or whatnot. So Lomachenko and Teofimo was the best lightweight fight. KELL BROOK and Terence Crawford wasn't the best fight that could be made at welterweight. It wasn't even a welterweight like a Keith Thurman or, Sean Porter, Errol, or whoever, Danny, who people have linked Crawford's names to. Yet and still, Lomachenko did 2.898, 2,898,000, and they averaged 2.7 roughly. And then you look at Crawford's numbers again, and he's doing 2 milli. And he's done respectable numbers like the Ndongo fight. The only fight for 2019 for Top Rank and ESPN, the whole calendar year, that did over 1 million was Crawford and Mean Machine. So this did better than the Mean Machine fight. So with numbers that are relatively close but had been promoted way different in terms of Crawford versus Brook and Lomachenko, these numbers aren't far off, because as far as I'm concerned, the Crawford fight had no real push from ESPN and Top Rank. I didn't see a crazy promotion and hype behind it. They took, the other thing is, if you remember, they took forever even announcing the fight. The fight hadn't been announced until like 2-3 weeks before the actual date of the fight. So it came quick. The fight poster for Lomachenko and Teofimo was probably the best that we've seen from Top Rank. So it's starting to look real bad. And Bob Arum's comments about Terence Crawford needs to be a better promoter did not age well. They did not age well at all, because Crawford, like I said, his numbers, his fight got no promotion. It wasn't the main guy people wanted to see Terence Crawford fight. It got announced late. None of this was the case for the Lomachenko fight. None of it. If you go back and look at the Lomachenko fight, it had a great flyer. They did a 3-part series, like basically a 24/7 all access type of special, blood, sweat, and tears. They did none of that for Terence Crawford, KELL BROOK, and the numbers aren't really far off. In addition, as I mentioned earlier in this video, Crawford, his fight with KELL BROOK wasn't the best fight at welterweight, and we all knew that. A lot of questions about how KELL BROOK would look and, things like that. But beyond that, the Crawford-KELL BROOK fight wasn't available on ESPN Plus. But for Lomachenko, they made the Teofimo Lomachenko fight available across all ESPNs, all ESPN platforms, ESPN Deportes, ESPN, 1, or the main ESPN, and ESPN Plus. And I know that for a fact because I have the partnership with Disney, and I promoted the fight, and we got paid handsomely for doing such, and we sold ESPN Plus. So I don't know, to me, I expected Lomachenko, given the it's a fake undisputed because of the franchise title, but the way it was built, the way they did the blood, sweat, and tears, you would think that an undisputed or fake undisputed or unification versus one belt Terence Crawford KELL BROOK fight, that, you know, this is a guy Errol Spence stopped and Triple G stopped years ago, 2016 and 17. You would imagine if Lomachenko was the star that Bob Arum has never complained about, that he would be tripling Crawford's numbers, because you gave Lomachenko a great fight. This is going to be very telling to see what Crawford decides to do. You know, he has some real life career questions that people are going to expect answers. They're saying his contract ends in October. It'll be very interesting to see what he does next. But I told you in my past stream, Ego Stradamus strikes again. Terence Crawford is being, you know, inhumanely disrespected. Lomachenko gets all this praise. He gets compared to a black iconic boxer like Muhammad Ali. He gets all this hype. He gets red carpet treatment. Versus Teofimo, they said they lowballed Teofimo and the fight almost fell apart. Meanwhile, Lomachenko didn't have to plead and cry about getting $3+ million to fight Teofimo. He can make a shoulder injury. Listen, Crawford didn't have to make no shoulder injury. All he did was go in there and wax on, wax off, and wax KELL BROOK's ass, beat his ass, and then he, you know, collects a W, kicks it with his family, and gets to celebrate. You know, so it's a stark double standard, and the differences in how the guys are promoted is very shocking and telling if you really explore it. Again, Lomachenko, you would think his numbers would be astronomical the way they talk about him. They said Crawford's not pound for pound #1 up until recently. They only started saying that after Lomachenko lost. So the way Lomachenko has been praised and stuff, you would think that, you know, he would be under the same duress that Crawford is. Bob Arum saying Crawford needs to promote better. He got to do this. He got to move differently. He got to, you know, make himself available for the media. What is Lomachenko doing, though? Let's be real. What is Lomachenko? He does his business in the ring just like Crawford. You know, what is Lomachenko doing to sell the fight? He's not going above and beyond and making himself available and doing all these like the Breakfast Club or popular radio syndicate shows or going on Conan O'Brien. He barely even speaks English in some of his interviews. Sometimes he doesn't feel comfortable enough expressing his thoughts, so he speaks his primary tongue, his primary language. Meanwhile, Crawford's an African American from, you know, a rural industrial Nebraska, home of Warren Buffett, Omaha, and he's being treated like this. So it really goes and makes a statement. Can't wait to see what Crawford does next. Good numbers for him on ESPN. Wish this fight got promoted better, and we'll see what he decides to do. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.